Hi folks, I'm sitting here procrastinating, wondering what to do. I could do a rocky coastal scene, or I was thinking of a marsh grass memory from our bike ride on Tuesday through the wetlands on the boardwalk in Morden Hall Park. It's only a small area, but as the leaves are coming on the trees, it covers up the housing estates around the park. But it's a very, very lovely park, and it's a lovely thing to enjoy every week, every Tuesday morning. The sky on Tuesday was a sort of a heavy, dark, deep blue with white clouds, sort of white clouds coming down to the horizon, with the marsh grass down here. Thinking of doing something like that with just the trees on the horizon. Let's see how we go. So I've got cadmium red, ultramarine, burnt sienna, cadmium yellow, and raw sienna. Let's put some, not raw sienna, yellow ochre. Let's put some more. I use raw sienna for watercolour and yellow ochre for oil. It's a very transparent colour, is the raw sienna for watercolour. What's the time? Let's check the time. Right, I've got some viridium out there, but I'm not going to use it in this one, I don't think. Right, okay, I'm going to use a large, well, a 1 inch flat, which I didn't clean very well on the last time I did oil painting, which was Monday. But anyway, got some oil in the palette, so let's get some nice deep rich blue colour. I'll use my palette knife just to scrape a bit of white in that. Plenty of oil so it'll move. Okay, that's a good sort of colour. And as you come down to the horizon, you can go slightly lighter. I'll thin that on the top. I don't want it too perfect. Oh dear, so that wasn't intended, was it? That wretched stuff. It's like a mountain there on the palette, and I keep catching it. These are the sort of things that happens when I try with my setup to show you the mixing of the paint. Let's just take some more of that ochre off. Right, back we go. Now this has got a rotten green there. That's better. It's still a bit insistent. I've got a book on David Hockney. It's quite a recent book by one of his friends. He's a great artist, there's no doubt about it. Very, very versatile. And it's very interesting. He's in his 80s and he's still banging them out. Okay, I'm going to get some more of these brushes. They're perfect for this, for small scale painting. All right, now I'm going to mix a lot of white. I've got a bit of Griffin in this. I like the slabby effect you get with this sort of brush. I don't think I really want to add any more ochre to that, but I'll add some touch of burnt sienna to the horizon. So fairly low horizon. Alright, we go white now on the top there to contrast with the blue. Different way of painting. Now, so this is a sort of an impression of what was there. Can't say my blue is very luminous. Let's get some more of that one there. Let's get more dark. Okay, let's abstract. Right, now we want some trees on that. It's quite a busy sky. Right, I'm going to use a rough old brush here to put some trees on. Now my mixtures, that is spring, but we still have a lot of twigs showing, but I'm not going to show them. I just want to do an impression of a feeling. I mean, we love this area so much. We're always in awe of the boardwalk through the wetlands, and it seems that the authorities are flooding more of it. It's just lovely to see every week. Right, okay, now we need now my greens. I'm going to paint green, yellow, red, ultramarine. I think I've still got some viridian in this. I went to see a Hockney exhibition of his Yorkshire scenes several years ago. A friend of mine was a member of the academy, and we used her ticket, which was very nice. Very uplifting, but I don't really want to paint like Hockney. He paints the way he paints, which is really interesting. He paints mostly on a big scale. And you want the dark on the base of these tree background. Not doing any detail. I will use a sort of a good brush for stippling. There's a beautiful tree in there with a lot of ivy growing up it. got to try to make this all look different as you're going along. We don't want them all the same colour, so we're just inventing a bit of a colour. Bit of ivy. I ordered one of those Starscope monoculars over a month ago now. I keep complaining that I haven't received it. They keep asking for feedback. And the irony is that the advert for it, well, one of the adverts for it, they're everywhere, came up on one of my videos yesterday. I thought that was a bit ironic, wasn't it? Right, this is going to form the counter change to the light marsh grass. On Monday I prepared some sheets of, or some supports for painting in oil when I got fed up with the watercolours. There's not much more I can say about watercolours. My watercolours, I've said everything that I want to. So it's just a case of finding different ways to say the same thing. Okay, well there's a nice background. I'll show you what I did. Well, I did three sheets, or 4 sheets. I haven't primed one. This is the look. It's on a demo. I probably did Monday or Sunday, or bit of one. I'm not sentimental about them. They're so really good. I mean, these are demonstrations. I don't take my time with them. They're demos, and I just haven't got the time that I want to spend on doing a Venice backwater, Venetian backwater. It will take 2 or 3 days. I think you'll get pretty bored about watching all that in real time. I don't like time lapse. I usually fast forward if I find time lapse. I did it myself, but some years ago. But I also published the full length version as well. That's primed with PVA glue, burnt umber acrylic, and white gesso. So there's quite an impervious sheet now. I haven't done it on the other side, but these are just demos for you. And this is about 11 inches by 7.5 inch. It's just half a sheet. I quite like that. Let's go to dark. Let's try the Viridian while I've got it on the palette. Right, okay. Viridian's a great colour. It's a great mixer with yellow ochre and cadmium yellow, the yellows. Okay, that would do. I think I'll put some light back in some of these. A little bit of stipple. Just open them up a bit. Right, okay, now we're going to have some fun with the stipple. Good brush for stippling is one of these very cheap old inch flats. I bought a pack of brushes for about 15 brushes for £8 from Hobbycraft a couple of years ago. And they're very good. They're no good for fine painting, but they're great for impressionist, salt marshy type scenes. So let's get some white. Half of that white is Griffin white. Plenty of oil. Got to get a straw colour in there. It's marsh grass. It's sort of thatching type grass. The wetlands. Okay, let's mix a bit of burnt sienna. Do we want burnt sienna really? Yes, we do. Plenty of white. I'll put some grey in this. That will mean I have to get out my Payne's Grey. But no, I don't want Payne's Grey. I don't want Payne's Grey. We'll use some ultramarine and red, cadmium red, and a bit of white. That's better. You could push the bristles on the brush. If I get some more dark on that, I can superimpose some contrasting white or light, very light colour. Oh, we'll put a bit of green in there. Because you do get odd bits of grass and so on. I was looking at the landscape. Oh, I was watching a film last night on Netflix. What was it called? Who was it? Oh, it was a bit of a... Oh no, it was a bit of a Cornwall. And you can see the green, but there's a lot of burnt sienna in the green, or yellow ochre in the green. There's not, a meadow is not green, it's green and lots of other plants that aren't particularly green. It's quite interesting. Let's just mix all these colours. I think I will do a coastal scene for you next. Right, now we're going to go with some lighter ochre. Do need plenty of oil on this. Now I'm looking at the sky and it's a totally different technique than the rest of it. Probably because I'm working on a small scale those strokes would be very hard to make a salt marsh out of, or not a salt marsh, it's a fresh water, so it's just marsh grass. I'll have to think about that. But I mean, I quite like that as it is. That's food for thought, isn't it? So that's not really a consistent painting. We've got a sky in one technique and the rest of it with another. I don't know how, well, we can't alter it now. Well, I'll do another one perhaps later on in the week. But I think you need a series of flat brushes rather than these. Well, that's supposed to be a long flat, but it doesn't look very flat to me. More round, more like a filbert now. Well, I'm going to let that go. I think that's quite a reasonable demonstration. Let's take this palette off and we'll put a mount on it. Oh, there we are. It's not too bad. I'm going to work on that technique and try and bear that in mind. Just push that up a bit. So there we are. So I'll do another one now. I'll do. Well, I won't do this one again. Not for a few days. I'll do a coastal scene. Right. Okay, folks. Well, I hope you like that one, and I'll see you later. Bye bye.